Part D consultations are a major part of what I do with people. Whether you have been on Medicare for a long time or if you're just starting to look for a plan, you need to make sure you have the right Part D plan. You want to make sure that your prescriptions are covered at the best price possible for you. So I want to give you a summary of what I'm looking for when I'm helping someone choose the right Part D plan. And the first thing I look at is the formulary, right? You want to make sure that all of your prescriptions are covered under whatever plan you choose. Now, there are always going to be some that aren't, maybe like folic acid or vitamin D might not be covered on some of the Part D plans, but for the most part, you want a plan that covers all of your prescriptions. The next thing you're looking for is what tier are your prescriptions on. Okay, this is important because if something is on a tier 1, meaning it's generic, it's the least cost tier with one plan, but it's on a tier 3 with another plan, your copays could be significantly different. And I actually just had this a couple of days ago. A new client came to me and she wanted to switch plans. Her prescription was a tier 3. It cost her $84 a month for this prescription under her plan. And I was able to get her a different plan where her prescription was actually 0. So it makes a huge difference what tier your prescription is on. Then the other thing that you're looking for is how much is the premium. If you're getting a standalone Part D plan, the premium varies between plans. Could be, $5 or $10 a month. It could be all the way up to $100 a month. So make sure you factor that into your decision. Now, if you're getting a Medicare Advantage plan, there's probably no additional premium because your Part D is included in that Advantage plan. Another important factor when you're choosing a plan is the deductible, because some plans will charge that deductible and some don't, and that's important. That could mean the difference between you paying $500 during January or just paying a low copay for your prescriptions. Also check your deductible may only apply to tier 3, 4, and 5 drugs, which means you might get your generics covered before you meet your deductible. You might just have a low copay for generics before that deductible. So it's important to know how that works and if it applies to your plan or not. The other thing you want to look at is your pharmacy. You want to make sure that you are using an in-network pharmacy. And even a little bit farther than that, check and see if it's preferred or standard. A lot of times you're going to get a better deal if you use a preferred pharmacy or mail order over just a standard in-network pharmacy. And if your pharmacy is out of their network, you're going to pay much higher costs. So make sure that you choose a plan that likes or works well with the pharmacy you use, or that you're willing to change pharmacies. And the last thing that you want to look at, and something that's often overlooked, is the retail cost of your drugs. The retail cost varies between pharmacies. If you think about it, every pharmacy or company has a different contract with the manufacturers, and so their costs are different. So you want to look at what the retail cost is of your prescriptions at the pharmacy you're going to, especially if you have a deductible, because during that deductible you're going to pay the retail cost, or if you're trying to stay out of the donut hole. Remember, your retail cost significantly impacts how quickly you can get to the donut hole. And also, if you have a plan where you're paying a percentage of the retail as your co-insurance. So if your retail cost is higher, you're obviously going to pay higher. So it's an important factor to look at. I know it seems like a lot of details to go through when you're trying to pick a plan, but it's so important when you're trying to live on a budget during retirement. So don't let this slide. Don't just go with the flow on this. Make sure that you're looking at this every year, even after you've chosen your initial Part D or Medicare Advantage plan. It's really important to talk to an expert about this. I know you have additional questions, and if you do and you'd like a free consultation, a free comparison, just contact me.